Hello YouTube. So we're going to try to paint this rusted hitch. It's a 2022 model and it's been driven in Michigan for almost 4 years now. And what I'm going to do is actually hand paint this with Rust-Oleum Satin Black. I'm choosing satin because it looks more like a automotive finish when it dries. I pulled the plug out, and what that required in this vehicle, and if you're doing a different vehicle it's probably similar, there's these clips that you can't see if I tried to get the camera underneath and show you, but the clips let this come out of the hole, and then I can paint around it without masking it off. I can paint behind it. You can see all the rust, and you can see that I've protected the plastic even though it's black paint, and it wouldn't show up that much. I don't want to get black paint on there. I'm going to use 91% isopropyl alcohol and just wipe off any residue. I've been through the car wash. Car washes use waxes in their washing, so we want to get any of that and any road oils or things that the paint won't stick to off. You can see all of the rust that we're trying to paint over. If it's bad after I use isopropyl alcohol, if I think I can get it off with sandpaper, we'll go through that step as well. So I've got rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, on a rag, and just wiping off of that. You can see what comes off, and there's a lot that's coming off that you can't see. Should do this with a camera person. Here are the brushes and paint I'm using. That's satin black. Like I said, I think it looks more OEM when it's done. And then I went to Harbor Freight and just got the smallest cheap brush, and it's not their cheapest brush. Actually, I shouldn't say that. This is their cheapest brush. This is actually a chip brush. This is really for metalworking. It's got terrible bristles, but I'm thinking it gets into fine places better. And then this is 1.5-inch flat brush. It's the smallest high quality brush. The higher the quality brush, the fewer brush strokes you end up with. And also the satin hides brush strokes better than, say, a gloss does. It's not quite flat either, so it has some sheen to it. It looks nice. So this car also has dual exhaust, kind of. It has 2 mufflers on it, but they actually dump underneath. A lot of cars are like that, so that these don't get soiled. But it started to rust in there, and I'm choosing to take the time to tape off the face, and I'm going to paint back in there too. It'll look black that way. And again, it's starting to rust, so might as well cover it up. You do see it if you're, well, a guy like me. So the idea is you take your paintbrush, of course there's no paint on it yet, and you have to sneak it into these little areas. But get all the way back in there, as far as you can. You'll appreciate it later. And then draw your paint strokes as straight as you can. If they're not straight, because it's satin, the brush strokes kind of melt away. And I don't have somebody with me to hold the camera, but we're just trying to get into every nook and every crevice. Start in the back. So start away from you as far deep as you can. Paint anything in the back, and then work your way out. I was able to unplug the trailer hitch altogether and remove it. So now that it's out of the way, there's plenty of room to paint all of the rust. I don't know if you can see inside there or not, but come on, focus. It's rusted and it needs paint. This is the paint after I've opened it. I've already painted a hitch and it's still full, so you don't even need a large quart size. You could get something much smaller and it'd be enough paint if you can find it. So I've got some of it painted. If it was brighter, it'd show better, but if you compare that to that where I haven't painted, you can see the tape I put on sure has taken a beating, but that's why I put it on there. I'm painting the heck out of the painter's tape, but not the car. That's what it looks like now with some fresh paint on it. I'll show you some paint streaks. As they dry, they'll start to disappear, but I wanted to show you that it's not spray painting. You could put this in a sprayer if you're good and you know how to thin it properly and set your sprayer up right, but then you're going to have overspray all over the place, and that's why I just use a brush. It is just a trailer hitch, but I think it's important. I think it looks nice when they're nice and clean and they start to rust. It just ages the vehicle. That's before, and that's after. It's very dark in there. That's what I was looking for. Basically, don't want to be able to see anything in there, instead of seeing in there like that where it's kind of a gray rust color. And there we go. We've got all 4 of them painted, all 4 exhaust tips, that is. The black doesn't show up, but that's kind of what we're looking for. This is starting to dry. You can see how black it is now. And the brush strokes have all but disappeared. That's why I really like this satin semi-gloss finish. This is still wet. You can see it's still glossy, but that'll dry and it'll finish off just like this. Alright, we got the tape off. It's starting to dry. You should wait till it dries to peel off the tape. I just wasn't that patient. So that one's still a little wet. The hitch is looking great. You can see there's very few brush strokes and it looks pretty factory. As it's drying, it looks a little uneven in there, but once it's all the way dry, it'll be uniform. If you like seeing videos of weird things like this, painting a hitch or some goofball thing, which I got underneath as well, like the video or put a comment below. I'm sure I'll get it. I only have 1 or 2 videos, and I think the other video is just my snowmobile running. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll likely answer it.